I don't want to go sailing no more.
Ahoy, everyone!
Prince of the Berry here, and we're back on somebody's porch. No, we're really just at the Yachtsman, or the Yacht Club Resort, because we're going to
Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Yes, apparently they have something new. New attracts us like moth to a flame. So, as your number one choice in foodie infotainment, we have to go check it out.
So I'm vegan, he's not.
So let's go get some food.
Be sure to enjoy the Yachtsman.
You heard the girl.
Once again, we come to a fancy place and we still get the wobbly table. This one's like super wobbly. This is kind of scary. I wish we had a napkin or something. It's like we're on an actual boat. I had a beautiful sparkling wine because it was really just the cheapest bottle on the menu. Everything else was like at least $10 more than this. Cheers. Beautiful and bright and would pair perfectly with seafood, which is what I'm getting. So, 4 out of 5 sparkling wines.
A nice sparkling white grape juice because adults drink grape juice. And kids, when you get older, you too can drink sparkling grape juice. Like much older, like 50. It's crisp, it's clean. A little sweet, not too dry. Very much cleanses the palate. Not throwing flavor one way or the other. Does what it does and does it well. 3.5 out of 5 points. Here we have the Cosmofallitan. It is a fall version of a Cosmopolitan with pumpkin spice liqueur. Got a little like sugared rim. Looks good, Cosmo. Wow. I wasn't expecting about how much fall theme that would be. That feels like I just drank a drunk pumpkin. Our friends, the Foolish Morgans, would love this drink. Me, the pumpkin is a bit much. Makes me miss Halloween Horror Nights. 3.5 out of 5 plus.
This is one of 2 breads available on the bread service. This is the only one of the 2 that is vegan. It is just a sourdough bread with some flour on top of it. Now, they did give us my beloved garlic, roasted garlic that I always like talk about when we come here, but they also gave me balsamic and oil with some garlic in it too. And this roasted garlic has gotten really small, so that makes me sad, but I'm still gonna take like a good portion of it, slather it on this bread. And then for funsies, I'm gonna dip it in this because I've never done that before. Cheers, I love balsamic. There's literally nothing that goes better with bread than that roasted garlic. It is so good. And then you add the balsamic on top of it, and it gives you this unexpected tartness. It just really just kicks it into high gear. That is elevated as probably the best bread that I have had at the Yachtsman in our 4 reviews here. That's a 5 out of 5. That's a Princessity's item. You gotta do the double dip. Or just, if you don't like it, just do roasted garlic, because the roasted garlic is fire.
Here is the signature bread they serve here. Their onion pull-apart bread, what they're known for. Everybody loves this bread. You got those roasted onions inside. It literally pulls apart. Now they have a creamy sea salt butter, but obviously I like to live, so I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to just steal some of the princess's favorite garlic here.
With Hawaiian salt.
Yes, butter with Hawaiian salt. A little spread. If you aren't vampire proof after biting into that, there's no hope for you. The onion pull-apart has a strong onion flavor. Something like soft, Very fresh bread. Can't go wrong with the garlic. As the princess would say, it gives good bread. 4 out of 5 plus.
So here we have a squash dish. A squash dish that also has kale and pine nuts. I mean, here's your squash. So this just looks like the gnocchi dish revisited, maybe reconstructed. That's not a thing, but I guess I'm making that word a thing. So let me cut one of these things in half. Oh, it's just oh no, there's a nice like squash filling in there. All right, well let me get the squash with the kale and a little bit of the pine nuts. All right, this is a struggle. There we go. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers to food adventures. Wow. That's very thick, creamy. There's a lot of flavors happening there. I do feel like I just ate that gnocchi dish, but like it's way more rich. Almost like a fatty peanut butter rich. Very, very good. Very unexpected. 4.5 out of 5 sweet potatoes. This is much better than the salad we had last time, which is no longer available. You can't substitute the salad they have here. This is your only vegan option now. It's a good one. I think it's much better. Much better, much improved.
So squash and kale definitely weren't my expectations for coming here tonight, but they both fall into the fall, autumn vibes you're getting right now. Pine nuts, kale, squash. What's the worst that could happen? Pretty earthy flavors. That's strong with this one, with the pine nuts, the kale, and the squash. It's like a savory sweet, but also very earthy. It's a very strong appetizer. Flavor-wise, I would recommend sharing it. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 stars.
So here we have the vegan option. The entree is still the same as it was the last time that we came here. It is the scallop, which is a trumpet mushroom. Originally, we fell in love with a trumpet mushroom scallop at Toledo, and we haven't really had it back on any menu on Disney property because Toledo replaced theirs with a cauliflower steak until they did it here at Yachtsman. Now this is a totally different configuration. And these are like, this is a tiny, tiny portion. Only 3 of these, and then the rest is like side stuff. That is a lot less than what we had the last time we were here, but at least it's not combos in a swamp like it was the time before when we were here. So I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna get both of these sauces. I'm gonna get this side here. So like the wild rice, it's not, it looks like lentils, but it's not. It kind of reminds me of the Hollywood Brown Derby dish, but it's not. I want to say, I really like the trumpet mushroom better when it was at Toledo. Last time I came here, and this time, it's just not a vibe. It's kind of like rubbery and squishy. I'm not my jam. The rice is pretty decent, but also kind of unseasoned. Like it just tastes like rice without like no salt, no pepper, no nothing. And then I guess you have the, what is it, sweet potato. It's charred a little bit. Cooked perfectly, but also there's no seasoning on it. It's just your veggies. So I feel like, just like with the app was creamy and nice, but I feel like it was meant for for people that like unseasoned food, or like for every palate. This is also an I'm every palate, it's all in me dish. Any palate you want, it comes naturally. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 2 out of 5 scallops. It's just not my jam. I don't really like this steakhouse that much, and like as a vegan, if you're gonna go to a steakhouse with a bunch of omnis or just as vegan group, I still stand for Le Cellier. I cannot be moved from this. Le Cellier is the best steakhouse on Disney property. That's it.
I may throw a lot of shade at Yachtsman. There are a lot of you out there that believe this is the best steakhouse on the property. I feel sorry for most of you. Not all of you. Some of you deserve it. A lot of people in our community. People in our community know that Le Cellier is the best steakhouse. But as much shade as I throw at Yachtsman, one thing I can never talk trash about too much is their plating. Plating, always on point. Beautiful dishes, beautifully displayed. One of the top tier plating restaurants on property, if that's your thing. Now let's see if the flavor holds up. Go ahead and take some of this scallop, quote unquote, unquote unquote unquote. I'm gonna cut off some of this potato and scoop up some sauces. Stab a little bit of this on here. Wild rice, pumpkin seeds. It's a lot. Maybe not the potatoes. Okay. They have the scallop texture down. That like slimy but like fibery feeling. You like the kind of thing? With the texture of like the wild rice and the pumpkin seeds. It's like riding over those like wake up bumps on the side of the freeway. It's not pleasant in that regard. The flavor has potential, but it feels muted. Going from like how rich the appetizer was to this. That's like turning the volume from like an 8 to like a 4.
More than that is on.
Does this have potential? Maybe. But I'm not really sold on it. Let's try some of this sweet potato that I missed. Because honestly, you're getting more of this than you're getting of the scallops. I understand it, scallops is a small portion dish, but let's be real. This is mushrooms, and mushrooms are cheap. This is probably the best part, but it just doesn't ride with the pumpkin seeds to me. We have a solid 2 out of 5 plus. It's some good ideas, going the wrong direction. Here we have the salmon entree. I've gotten a lot of things here at Yachtsman. I've gotten steak. I've gotten, actually, what did I have last time? Scallop chicken? The seafood carpaccio, the seafood like stew. I've gotten a lot of different things here. I've honestly never gotten salmon, so that seemed the thing to go for. You got a bunch of mushrooms here. With it, you have some roasted carrots. You have a buttload of fennel. I don't know that I need that much fennel on top of my fish. The dill I get. For this, it's a bit overboard. We're just gonna pull like a cat and just knock it off the side. That's a bit much. We'll go here with the fork. Alright. Salmon's nice and flaky. They didn't dry it out. I'm not gonna have any problems. I'm gonna have to call the Bear Mafia. Not that I have one of those. Maybe I do. Maybe the community is the Bear Mafia. I don't know. Salmon's got a nice like sear on it. It's like the bad side of like, it's moist, but it's approaching dry. Not as flaky as some of the other fish we had. It's very like, you see there's no like lemon or anything like cut through that like ocean flavor. That with like the wine reduction gives it like a little zing, a little zang, but it's kind of then to have me getting, I want to sing, I don't want to go sailing no more. I'm getting like Nemo credits vibes. I'm literally rolling. I don't love this place for steak. I'm not in love with it for fish. How's this the best steakhouse? Yeah, I know it's a lot of shade. I know that some of you are going to be upset. But if you'd rather me lie to you, I'm not going to. 2.5 out of 5 claws, and that's being generous. So, Yachtsman came back, tried the new things. I will give an asterisk to the salmon. I let it sit for a while because I got a little sick. Still, the flavors were kind of off. Like, even if I forgive like the texture and maybe some of the dryness, it could have been better.
The appetizer was the only thing that we finished. I took 2 bites of my food. He took 2 bites of his food. And then we didn't box it. We told our server to take it. And we still got charged full price for our food. So even though we hated it and didn't eat any of it, we had a very expensive bill tonight.
We always pay for our food. We did drink the alcohol, though. We did drink the alcohol.
Our server, like, implied that she would take it off the bill, and she didn't. So, like, if she had, I would have given her that money as tip, but she didn't, so...
But I want to know what your experiences have been here at Yachtsman. Do you still think members of our community, the people that I've told several times, is this the best steakhouse on property of all means? I need to hear from you
God, no.
in the comments below. If you think someplace is better, I want to hear that suggestion.
Le Cellier.
Also in the comments. As your number one choice in foodie infotainment, we beg of you, we implore you. Leave a comment if there's anywhere else you'd like to see us go. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and comment. And for the love of God, do not go to the Yachtsman. Please.
You heard the girl.
Don't go.